Yo, what's good with it, Pack family? It's your boy Resume finna give you my top 5 for the week, and we gonna get to it and get back to this chicken. You know how it was, man. We saw the market kind of pull down and do its thing. You know, those of us that have been playing those downside moves, we seen that action kind of happen full force on Friday. So with that, let me get into my first ticker of the week. First one I want to talk about is X. I'm going to take a look at X to the upside here, looking at a 122 here on the day above $20.33. And the main thing I'm looking at on X is that we're sitting here on top of right at a quarterly broadening formation. We also have an inside 4-hour 212 set up there above $20.17. But I'm looking at this reversal here off this quarterly broadening formation, looking for an upside move to probably take it to about $22.85 level. Maybe if we get some continued strength, maybe above $23. But that's what I'm looking at there on X, and that's my first ticker for the week. Looking for some short-term upside movement on that one. Next one again here will be CCL. Carnival Cruise Lines. I'm looking at a couple of different potential entries here on Carnival. First one here I'm looking at is a 212 on the 4-hour. We do have a short-term entry here above $10.79. And then also we're inside on the day. We've been pretty bullish over the last week or two, but we're looking at an inside day here with the Momo hammer above $10.81. And then we'll get continuation on the week at $11.19. So we're looking for CCL to continue to push up here, at least for the short term, to kind of make it to its next broadening formation level. And we have a few potential exits along the way here on CCL. All right, next one I want to take a look at is in the discretionary. That is Wynn Resorts, WYNN is the ticker. A couple things I'm looking at on Wynn is that we were 2 up on the week last week. We came in contact with a daily BF. Kind of pulled back, had a little bit of retracement on Thursday. And then Friday had a really strong inside day as we came back into a weekly broadening formation. And so that was kind of the impetus for that reversal here on Friday to give us this strong inside day. So I'm looking for a bullish continuation here on Wynn above $65.62. Looking to take it initially to this daily broadening formation level of about $67.70. And then above that, we've got a weekly level broadening formation just above $72. So that'll be what I'm looking at on Wynn. Looks like buyers are present and they like the price level on Wynn. And we reversed on the week a few weeks back. So we'll be looking for continuation on the week above $66.95. And so that's Wynn. Really like the setup there to the upside. Another one in the discretionary area I want to focus on is Starbucks. This one here has been kind of doing its own thing. We do have it is kind of, I guess you could say, pumpkin spice season. So things are a bit bullish with Starbucks right now. So we did have 2 up on the week last week. We had a little bit of a pullback after Wednesday's highs going into Thursday, and then Friday we came in contact with that yearly broadening formation. And so I'm really looking for this 122 on the day here to reverse above $92.10 on Starbucks. And as I mentioned, we've got continuation on the week here after the 2 up last week above $93.48. But I'll be looking to take this one here. And if you wanted an earlier entry, there is a 4-hour entry above $91.57 that I omitted to add earlier. So you've got a first level broadening formation about $93.93. And then above that, if we get some really strong movement or we're still bullish, I ultimately got us going to about the 96.50 range on Starbucks before we get a rejection. And so that's what I'm looking at there on Starbucks. Moving on. Next ticker I have here, let's get into information technology, and that's Apple. That's one we've been tracking over the last couple of months to the downside. Finally completed what we were expecting to happen. It gave us a little bit of a roller coaster ride to get there, but ultimately we were expecting Apple to get around this price range. It hit a low of 148.37 on Friday, which did, a pretty flush touch of a weekly broadening formation there. Then we finished the day pushing up, and we created like a red hammer here. So I am looking for a reversal off the day on Apple And also, if you're looking at a 4-hour continuation, but I'm really looking at the 2-2 rev on the day here above 151.35 will be a level for entry on the day. I see an initial broadening formation about 153.50. If we do get some sustained movement for a while, I'm looking at point of control here on the day at 154.74. And then ultimately, if this run kind of pushes us back to the other side of the range and we complete past that 50% area, then I can see ultimately like a 165 level for Apple again. But that'll be, kind of the range maximum that I think we'll get to on Apple. So short-term upside moves, but we are kind of anticipating that to happen. So Apple, first one in the information technology I want to talk about. Then now next, I want to get over into chips really quick. There's two in particular that I like, but I would imagine the others in the sector will also have pretty strong moves. But first one I want to talk about is ON Semiconductors. This is one that we took to the upside for over 1,000% about a month ago, a few weeks ago. And we also took the move to the downside. Obviously, you can see buyers were present. We created an outside week on the week of September 5th and pushed back up. So right now, what I'm looking at on ON Semiconductors is a daily reversal here, looking at a 2-2 rev above 69.01. And that would then push us back into continuity. And then I would also be looking at, we do have a weekly reversal above 72.33, but I'd be cautious about that trigger because we've got multiple broadening formations just above his head. So I'd be thinking that if we take this daily entry to kind of look at your exit of this trade around that weekly trigger level or just above it where this broadening formation will be at like $73 or just above $73. So that's kind of the way I would kind of, look at that play. I'm not sure taking an entry at the weekly trigger would be beneficial. So you've got to look for the earlier trigger, take it to the top of the range, which is where the week trigger is. So because of the magnitude on last week's candle, you don't really have much room to the upside if you wait on that week trigger. So that is ON Semiconductors. And then the other within the chips that I wanted to talk about that looked really good in addition to ON was NVIDIA. And NVIDIA will be my last ticker. And so with NVIDIA, similar to ON, we are expecting some short-term movement to the upside. We did get a reversal on the 4-hour on Friday. And we did complete the outside week last week. So, it's something we always talk about here in the pack on those outside week, those red outside week candles, like they'll create a reversal off the bottom of those broadening formations. And that's what we're looking to see here on ON. And we saw that on the 4-hour happen, and we're setting up for that to happen here on the day. Domino effect, as we say in the pack. So we're looking at a 2-2 rev above 132.12. And we're looking to take that to the top of this range here, about 145.20 on NVIDIA would be a range that I'm looking at. And that would be my short-term move on NVIDIA. And that would also be the top of the range here on this, with just below the top of the range on last week's candle. Last week's high was 145.47. So, similarly, that would be the range I'm looking at for exit after I enter this trade. So, just looking to identify that broad information from this past week's outside. So with that completes my top 5. Actually, that was the top 6 for the week. And, Pat, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll catch y'all in the Discord. Peace.